Hey guys, how's it going today? Got a little bit different video for you guys, as you can tell, because we're actually sitting over here at my computer and I'm not recording an actual live video. Well, in the sense of in real life. So today, if you can guess by me actually sitting at a computer, we'll actually be going over the Homelab cable like I talked about in the initial Homelab video. So what I'm actually going to go over is probably none of the code. I may actually go over some of the code because, well, I kind of code in my own way, which probably to others is going to look awful, but, for me, it works. I don't care too much. As long as it works, I don't really care. So, I actually have two command prompts open here. Top one is going to be for the server. The second one's going to be for a client. So, start off with for basics. I call it HLC2, Homelab Cable 2. This is based off Collab Retro's design. At least the GUI is, in the sense of looks, and the CSS is actually copied from his. But I implemented all my own features and basically structured it differently how I would like to do it. So as you can see here, for the server side, the only ones you'll need is the static, the templates. I called it attempt 1 because, well, I didn't know how far this would make it, and so far it's made it here, so attempt 1 has been doing good. That's the main server, and then you just need, eventually you'll need the client or the server conf.yaml, so it actually has a full configuration YAML file that you can use. That's what the server relies on, and then the client, all you need is that, and the client conf.yaml for the client. And then these data states.txt, there'll be a server data state and a data state.txt. Those are the actual save states. When the server gets a new video, changes video, it saves its state. So when it starts back up, it goes back to where it was. So client is the data state, and the server would be data state, server data state. So without further ado, we'll just go over to here. This was built all in Python because, well, I like Python. I'm a lot better at Python than any other programming language. And it's just a lot faster if I don't have to try to get into something new. So it's Python using Flask for the server backbone and using Socket to connect to the other clients. So start it up. See, it runs as Flasks on, that's the IP. You can change in the server conf.yaml how you want to do it. Just go over to any other browser, type in that, hit enter. This is what it looks like. Still has the general resizing features. You can see it. Not absolutely perfect because it tries to do its best to resize, but it doesn't really matter. Kind of starts up like that. You have the actual server IP address, and then whenever clients will pop up, they'll pop up below this with their IP address. They're currently playing, and the next up, you do this. This button here is to refresh the clients available. So whenever the server shut down, start back up. Right now it is set up where you have to come back in and hit this button so it grabs all the other servers so they don't just start playing. That can be easily probably changed down the road. Not probably, I know I can easily change that. I just did it because I'd like to have a little bit more control. I don't want to be completely automated just in case if I really don't feel like having it up and going. But more than likely I'll add it as a feature. So you've got the skip back and skip forward for the server, and then you have server settings. So you come into here, and these are your settings. You have the channel features, which the clients will also have that are actually not really currently being used. They can hold all the data. They'll save the server will save the data, but that it was going to be for this option, which is channel listing mode. But I'm having a nightmare of a time getting it to work because there's a lot of sub-processing going on, or not sub-processing, multi-threading. Apologies. So because there's a lot of multi-processing going on, the easiest ways of doing a GUI was PySimple GUI, which is a wrapper basically for Tkinter. And Tkinter, if anybody's worked with it, knows it is a nightmare child and hates to do anything with threading. So I just, after fighting with it for a while, I said, you know what, I'm not too worried about it, because you could always set up an actual server with an output that could have Home Assistant on it, and maybe even set up like MQTT with this main server using Home Assistant to talk back to it. And you could actually just look at Home Assistant, have like weather or something, so you have a general information. And all Home Assistant have a breakdown of every single channel of what's playing. In the end, if you're channel surfing, you really don't care what's playing on each channel. You just want to surf. So you have play from here. So you just choose a directory. This is very basic and simple in the fact right now that if you're to choose to play a show, you'd have to specify the actual season of the show and have the video files in that season folder. It does not go basically folder nesting right now, just because I haven't gotten around to making that a feature yet, which wouldn't really be too complicated. It's just going back through and structuring the data so it makes it lightweight. You're not having to hold all the data and just not have to fight with making sure that, oh, that file was deleted, trying to go play it, trying to handle all that errors, which I have a generally good idea of how I want to do that, but not too worried about it for now. In the end, it's probably going to end up just playing through one season over and over again. And if you even have any shows for movies are easy. All your movies always end up being under one folder. Mine is actually set up as an MB server with all my movies. So if I come, let's actually just do this. We're going to go ahead and go browse library. And so this is my MB server. It's all the movies I have. So it's just under one main folder. So anyways, you have for options, if we get back to this, so after you choose what you want to play from. So for instance, A movies, which is my movie folder, which is 5 8 TB drives just striped together. So it's, what is that, like 40 terabytes after all the headway. It's like 36 or something like that. Anyways, you do that, you select how you want to do it. So this runs VLC for handling the video backbone. You can go windowed, and then you can go closed captions on or off. So go off and server video play mode. You click save. See, it's getting everything going in the background, and there's the video. So this is one error that's been happening with it, is that it would just hang like that. So I really don't want that video playing too long in the background. So luckily it didn't actually save the server state. So I'm trying to get most of the errors out of it, but at the same time, well, it can be a bit interesting to try to do that. So we'll just go back to here. We'll get the server going again. What really needs to happen is it just needs a longer delay time, because VLC takes forever sometimes to start back up, or something that would tell the main process just to wait a minute. We go into here, we go back to here. So let's go to the main feature of it, handling servers. So you come into here, do the client.py, it'll sit here and wait until you hit this button, the refresh. Oh, there it is. And there's the next video that was already playing. So that's what it says. You can hit skip. It's going to play the next one. And then if it doesn't show up right, you hit the next one again. And then you can do that. So we'll actually go ahead and show what happens if, let's say, it got forcibly shut down. So right now it shows still up there, but if I hit the refresh button, it's going to sit there and try to refresh the servers. It doesn't see any new ones, so it's just going to wait till it hits its timeout point. And then it goes, oh, that server's no longer there. Not going to worry about it. So we'll go into here, we'll get rid of the data state. So basically it's forced to not do anything on startup or refresh, adds it back, go into settings, you have windowed or full screen, close captions on and off, and play from again. Get it back, you can just go back to do it, and these will display what's currently playing. So in essence, that is the Homelab cable. This is completely scalable to the next, however far you want to go with it. As far as I'm aware, there's basically no limit. Only limit is probably how much processing power you have to handle that many different things, because, well, I guarantee this code is not that efficient. I mean, it's not really, my CPU is basically nothing right now. You can't even see it anywhere. So I bet it's really not too heavy on it. But yeah, in essence, that is the Homelab cable setup. And this can basically be just shared across any single server. And you can see right here what it's doing is just constantly polling the server like every 7 seconds or so, 5 to 7 seconds, and just checking, hey, what are you doing? Refresh the data. So if this page gets refreshed, it has the data without you having to do this. Just helps where the background can run smoother. So yeah, in essence, this is the Homelab cable setup I'm going to do. I'll set up a GitHub repository with everything in it so you can easily have access to it. Everything is obviously going to be open source. Any of the code that gets used, the only condition would be just to credit it towards me. If you add your own changes, that obviously doesn't have to be credited towards me, or if you completely rewrite the code, it doesn't have to be credited towards me. The CSS has been credited towards, I think, whoever Collab Retro originally pulled it from, because he pulled it from another person, and then some other stuff. So anyways, that is the essence of the Homelab cable. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.